Oi, you know what time it is? You're tuned in listening to That Aussie Metal Guy. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his content when it drops. And remember, stay brutal, you mad dogs. Roof!
G'day, legends. It is Jai, that Aussie Metal Guy, here for Crank.com. Tonight, wherever you are in the world, I'm beyond honour to be talking with a true warrior of the Swedish death metal scene, Johnny Hedlund of the Mighty Unleashed. For over 35 years, they've helped define the sound of death metal, and now they're charging back into battle with their 15th studio album, Fire Upon Your Lands, which is due to unleash, pun intended, August 15th via Napalm Records. This new album is a raging war cry forged in Viking steel. 11 epic tracks continuing the saga of Odalheim and filled with blistering riffs, thunderous growls, and unforgettable anthems. So grab your hammers, ready your horns, and let's talk all things with Johnny Hedlund. Johnny, thank you so much for joining me, my friend. How are you feeling with the upcoming release of Fire Upon Your Lands?
Well, thanks a lot for having me here, Matt. It's everything is cool, and we've been looking forward to all these talks and to see what people think about the new album, and we're going to France, and what is it, like the end of the weekend here, to play one of the songs for the first time on a festival. So yeah, things are looking great.
Yeah, and it is album number 15 for you guys, and over 35 bloody years of bringing this amazing death metal that you guys do. It is an amazing milestone. What still fuels the fire for you and the band after all these years, mate?
Oh, I don't know how to stop. It's strange because I've gotten this question many times, and I still don't know really the answer. The thing is that when we started this band, I was a young guy. We started it in 1989, and I had played in Nihilist for 2 years, so I started playing death metal in '87. Now, that's like 400 years ago. At least it feels like it. So the thing is that everything that we spoke about way back then was mostly, let's go out on fucking tour and bang heads together and drink some beers. It wasn't, there was no plan to release 15 albums way back then. But as the years kept rolling, and we realized, man, we might actually be good at this. We just kept on going, and we still do. And like, Anders used to tell me, well, what the hell should I do if I didn't do this? It's first of all, it's very inspiring to make music and lyrics, and we love it. And of course, going out to meet people and still bang heads and drink beer and meeting all the friends I've been seeing for all those years is just that's the thing, man. It's there's nothing better. So yeah, we just keep on rolling.
Damn straight. I've noticed that too. I'm just going off track here a little bit as I've gotten older. I've just had my 45th, and I've found myself more motivated and more focused and more driven as I've got fucking older. And it's probably the same for you, yeah?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and the album does
Sure.
continue the saga from No Sign of Life. Can you give us a glimpse into the storyline of Fire Upon Your Lands? And does it pick? It kind of seems to pick up straight from where the last one left off. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. This is the sixth album now on the same storyline from the book that I wrote many years ago,
Yep.
and we just keep on doing that too, because I keep translating the chapters into songs, and it seems that people like it, and it seems that we kind of do it pretty well. So we just keep on going with that, and obviously the story isn't over yet. So, well, at least since everybody seems to like it, then we just keep doing that. So this one of course, starts when the previous one left off, so to speak, and so it's the exact same events that just keep on going to the next chapter, so to speak. Yeah.
Dude, I absolutely love it, man. I put on this album, I've only had a day to digest it, man. But after the first couple of listens, man, I was ready to get up and like proverbially kick life in the fucking balls, and had me motivated to do like 100 things, man. It was super bloody cool from the opening track, Left for Dead, which did hit hard from the first riff. Kind of what inspired the lyrical direction behind that one?
Well, first of all, this is the well, it begins where the previous one left off, like I said, and that's actually story wise in really way down south in around Mount Sinai, so it's in the desert, literally. uh and so the hunt, the Midgard warriors still are out on the hunt for White Christ in the story,
Yep.
And so at this, in the beginning of this album, they actually capture and kill the son of White Christ, but they haven't really found White Christ himself. So that's exactly what the first song is all about. And then it goes from there. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to give anything away, but I've had a read of the lyrics, man. It's absolutely bloody unreal. I was screaming along with it in the lounge room here, so I apologise to the neighbours. A Toast to the Fallen was like a powerful emotional tribute, man. How personal or symbolic is that track for you and the band?
Yeah.
A Toast to the Fallen. It feels like a real
Yeah.
powerful emotional tribute. Tell me a little bit about how personal or symbolic this track is for you and the band.
Yeah, man. The thing with this song is, and actually most of our songs, is that you could take this song out of its context, out of
Yep.
the storyline, if you will, and you could just look at it and listen to it as if it was a song that wasn't in a storyline. And this is typically something that would happen on the winter solstice, literally on the midvinterblut. So because it's a toast to the fallen, and that is in the storyline here of the album. The warriors and the armies have to move on, obviously, because they're not even half away on the adventure of trying to capture White Christ himself. But they also have to stop for a while and make a toast to the fallen. You can't just move on.
Yep.
Many friends and colleagues and warriors have fallen and died, and often in horrible ways. So that's what this song is all about. So yeah. And you could do that personally as well. I mean, that's exactly like I said. That's what we do when we hold our midvinterblut every winter, every year. We bring a toast to the fallen, actually many toasts to the fallen, and which used to end up in the late night. You have had so many damn toasts that well, that's a party in itself.
Exactly. That's honoring the falling.
It's a good thing. You don't really go to bed at 11 o'clock p.m. So I can tell you that.
Unless I'm chatting with you, Johnny, it's midnight here. There's a real cinematic scope in the production in this album. How did you approach capturing the raw energy and the grand atmosphere of these tracks?
I think that the thing is with making an album and from a storyline that is already written has its challenges, but it also has its advantages. I mean, it since the most of it is already in the script.
Yep.
I'm not going to say it's all in the script, because I will have to change things as I move along, and I realize things would have looked even better in the book if I actually redid the book somehow, which I actually can do because it's only my book. It's no problem. So I think that's it's a good challenge, and it's a good feeling to actually be able to change things as well, even because the book was never published. Me and my friend we never had the time to finish it and publish the book. So that's I think that's the really best challenge of doing an album like this, is that I actually can go ahead and make things fit and change, like, let's say, the cinematic type of events that actually happen, and then I could actually make them happen in a different way. And I could sit here myself and say, well, that wasn't such a bad idea, Johnny. But then, but nobody would know, because it's just me, it's just me and my storyline. It's kind of funny that way, and so I would feel almost a little bit like, what is that called in English? It's not naughty, but it's something else. It's like, when you do something that you're not really supposed to do, like a small child.
Bit cheeky, we'd say here in Australia.
Yeah, exactly. And you change something and you feel like, well, I did this, but nobody's gonna know it. Well, who the fuck would care? They don't know at all. They don't know I stepped away from something. It's just, that's so. But then I feel, yeah, that's a fun thing, and it's a fun challenge. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then another challenge is you've got like, as you're saying, you've got the story there, the rough bones of the story from your book and that. How do you go about then creating these soundscapes to then portray the story that you're telling?
You mean the music to the
Yeah.
actual?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, Fredrik make all the music and I make all the lyrics. So
Yep.
what happens is that he sends me. Normally, he knows that I don't want just one song, because if I get one song, then it's hard for me to understand if that song actually fits as number one. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't fit as number one music wise, but most certainly it's really hard to know if that's the one song that would fit to the next chapter. Probably not. So he sends me like 4 or 5 songs normally, or maybe 3, and then I could go ahead and start. And then because it's not so easy. Obviously, it doesn't matter which musician you ask; it's going to be the same. But it's not so easy to fit. If I want to have a certain atmosphere, a certain feeling to a certain chapter that I really need as the song number one on the album, then maybe the first 3 songs may not fit at all to what I'm trying to tell, to the story I'm trying to tell for that song, and which happens all the time. So I just, normally I tell them, just send, you don't have to send me 1 or 2. I mean, send me like when you're ready with 5 you think are strong enough for the album. Let's have the band listen to the songs. If everybody loved them, okay, give it to me, and then I could start doing, because I need more than 1 song to start with, and that's been working out very well. I mean, it's the 6th album with the same storyline, so it's been working out very well so far.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. I was pretty curious about how that worked as well with the story. So what was the recording and production process like this time around? Did you just do anything differently to capture this album, or was it pretty well the same as the last one?
I think it was actually the same as last time. I mean, obviously there are changes, but we are 15 albums in, and
Yep.
we're getting that. If we're getting good at something, it's actually to know what the process are going to be like. We can. I already know exactly what the other guys like, and they know what I like, and we pretty much know if you write something that isn't perfect, and if you make some kind of music that isn't, for some riff or something that isn't perfect for Unleashed, you're going to get smashed from the other guys, like instantly. It's like in 4 seconds, you're going to get chopped off and killed like 9 times and die all the deaths that you can die. So, you have to make it good from the start. And then when you actually get the song and things are ready and done, then it's very easy, so to speak, because we've done this so many times. You don't present something to the band that is like half good. So I guess that's the good thing with being a pretty consistent lineup for many years, and because we know each other so damn well, it's almost ridiculous.
Yeah, that's one of the questions I had in here too. The lineup has stayed strong for so many years. How important is that brotherhood with you guys? And you can tell, obviously is, you can tell with the sound you guys, it's just been able to keep that sound and spirit alive for so fucking long, consistently making these bloody albums. And what do they say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I think you mean how come we have done it?
Yeah. The lineup has stayed
Yeah.
strong for so many years. It's like, how
Yeah,
important is that brotherhood to you, and keeping that sound and spirit alive?
for sure it's important. It's we sat down at like the day one. Well, maybe not exactly day one, but like the first couple of months when we formed the band back in 1989, and we spoke about things that are actually almost the exact same, let's say, policies that we have today for the band. Yep. And one of them were, like you said, we need to be good friends. It needs to be like a brotherhood. Otherwise, we're going to kill each other, and we're not going to, So I wouldn't want to form a band with just musicians, because it's not going to be good at the end of the day. At least that wouldn't do it for me. Now, the second thing was that we will all have to help out in a band. I mean, you're not going to get a millionaire playing death metal. We knew that from the start. So we have to really enjoy what we do. We have to do, and everybody have to chip in. There are lots of things that demands a lot of work and a lot of hours, and it doesn't matter if it's 1989 or if it's 2025 like now. That's pretty much the same. And also what's also was very important is that we really agreed that we will play death metal music. If you want to play, I don't know, heavy metal or punk rock or something else, that's all good, but it's not going to be in Unleashed. So form another band, play with some other guys and friends. But Unleashed needs to be consistent. Unleashed needs to be keeping to the roots. obviously, as a musician, you always want to, you want to develop somehow. You don't want to make the exact same thing on the previous album as you're working on the next couple of years. So you have to develop, but you have to develop within your style. That was the Unleashed agreement, and I think that somehow we've managed that. So these three things I would say have been the most important things for keeping the band together for all these years, and also so that I can actually sit here and tell you now that, well, in 5 years it's going to be the same. Otherwise, if that wasn't so, then I would probably say, well, I don't know, maybe this is going to crash the next year, because we're not in agreement and blah blah. But I know this has been working. These, let's say, formulas or policies has been working for such a long time now that there's nothing that says it wouldn't work in the next 5-10 years. So yeah, that's all good.
Absolute brotherhood for sure. And War Comes Again. It's an absolute pure unleashed rage, furious blast beats, and is the first single released off the album. Absolute ripper, man. Why just go with that one? Obvious reasons I can tell, but yeah.
Yeah, this one is, well, it's actually a little deeper than people might think. It's one of those songs that it's an obvious part of the actual storyline, because it these things that happen there is in the storyline, but
Yep.
it is also something that is in your everyday life, because we all have enemies, we all have things, and it doesn't have to be people, things that will come your way and make your life worth absolutely nothing.
Yep.
And so literally war will come again, and unless you're prepared for that, or unless you're willing to prepare for the coming war, then you're going to be just one of those people that they're just going to walk all over you, and they're going to fuck you up bad. It doesn't matter if it's physically or mentally. You're going to get fucked up in one way or the other, and or crushed even. So that's what this song really is all about. I mean, we and in the tales, in the Norse tales of old, which I talk about in the bridge of this song, there is this giant Vafthrudner who get defeated by Odin in a knowledge battle, so to speak. Now Vafthrud, the giant, was defeated, and at the end of the day, he had to die because of that, because he lost the knowledge battle against Odin. But he wasn't sad about that, because he knew that was the name of the game. He knew that he had done everything that he could, and he lost against a powerful and wise enemy, and he himself had also been a wise and powerful enemy against to Odin. So, and when you've done your absolute best, at least then that you've been prepared and that you've done everything you can. So I think this is one of those songs where you actually just this is what life is all about. Enemies are going to come, but you have to be prepared. You have to stand up and fight.
Yeah, well, that's what I found with a lot of your music. It's the stories and the tales. Like, I found that War Comes Again uplifting as well, like really uplifting too, because it kind of reminded me and brought me back to a recent battle I had with disease as well that was trying to kill me. I went through a cancer battle as well, and I heard this track, dude.
Wow.
I was like,
Wow.
instantly like, dude, you can grab this track and to put it to anything, like with that battle or any kind of battle you've got going on in your life as well. It just had that feel to it as well that just made you want to go, fuck yeah, I've got this. Whatever life's going to throw at me, I've bloody well got this. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, man, but it's good. It's good that you made it, man. That's a fuck, man.
Yeah, it's a killer fucking track, dude. I'll try and wind this up for you soon, man. I'll jump through a quick death metal quick fire round, mate. Just throw out the first thing that comes to mind, eh?
All right.
Best death metal album ever released for you?
Death metal album. Wow. After like 35 years, I would have to go. Well, let's say Altars of Madness, Morbid Angel, because this was such an early album and it took everybody by storm.
Yep. Most underrated band in the Swedish scene.
What was that?
Most underrated band in the Swedish scene.
Oh, most underrated.
Yep.
Oh, wow. That's oh, you mean death metal band?
Yeah. Any band, man, throw it at me, dude.
Wow. I don't know if there is because if it's an underrated band, then they would have to have You mean a band that would actually that are worthy of a bigger, let's
Yes,
say,
bigger
following?
audience. Yeah, than they're getting.
Oh man, I don't really know. I don't really know.
Blast
I
beats or
have to
groove
pass on
riffs.
that. I have to pass on that.
Blast beats or groove riffs.
Blast beats or groove riffs. Well, both. I can't pick one.
One word to describe Fire Upon Your Lands.
Well, one word only.
Yep.
Catchy.
Thor's hammer or Odin's wisdom.
What Thor's hammer or Odin's wisdom?
Yep.
Oh, wow. How can I choose that? Well, okay. I choose Thor's hammer, and the only reason for that is that Odin in the tales is said to be a little, let's say, not so easy to trust.
Best gig you've ever played.
Oh wow, I hate that question, man.
Yeah, dude.
I can't. I don't think I can pick.
That's right. But favorite drink after conquering a stage.
If I wait an hour, it's Irish coffee.
Yeah, I like it. I could do an Irish coffee. Johnny, thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Not exactly after the stage, because then I have to drink water or beer. But if you wait an hour and things have calmed down a bit, then it's Irish coffee all the time.
Damn straight. Fire Upon Your Lands is a brutal, powerful journey through myth, metal, and war, and fans are going to absolutely love it. I was banging around today. Does drop August 15th, Napalm Records. Pre-order it, stream it, spread the word, and raise your hammers high. Johnny, last word, shout-outs, and thank yous are all you, my friend.
All right, man. Well, thanks a lot for having me, and it's been really, really good talking to you. And just let everybody know that fucking Unleashed will have to come to Australia one of these days. I know we haven't been there, and that is just absolutely stupid. But we will come over, and when we do, man, that's gonna be fucking. It's just gonna be crazy. So yeah, thanks a lot, man. It's really good having this chat.
Damn straight. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Done. Thanks very much, mate. Cheers, though.
Oi, you're tuned in to That Aussie Metal Guy, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his sick content. And remember, stay brutal, you legend.